When I talk about the price of silver being manipulated, a lot of people don't believe me. They think it's a myth. It's this big made up conspiracy. You better bust out your tinfoil hat. Well, unfortunately, that's so far from the truth because prices have been manipulated for several decades, and nowadays people are even getting sent to prison for it. BullionMax.com/SilverSlayer is going to lead you to one of the best silver deals online. This is the 5-ounce starter kit. Some of these coins are $40, $45, but you're paying the price of generics. This is literally below employee pricing, but it's only one per household, so grab it while it lasts. I am working on a Silver Slayer Deluxe bundle kit where I'll handpick 15 ounces, so stay tuned for that as well. But you got to be subscribed because only my viewers are going to get access to this with an amazing discount. Now, federal court orders precious metals traders to pay penalties for spoofing. What is spoofing? Well, let me break it down for you. Spoofing is the main way that they do manipulate the price of silver. Spoofing is a very tricky thing because it's when JP Morgan or whoever will go on an exchange and they'll place buy orders for silver, buying silver, or sell orders. And they'll place a lot of orders, so there's a lot of volume on that exchange, but they'll cancel the order before it goes through. Okay, Silver Slayer. Well, what they're doing is all the other traders on that exchange see all that volume, see all those sell orders, and then they start to invest or make their decision off of what they're seeing, but it's actually false because those orders are going to get canceled. The hardest part about this is you're allowed to cancel buy and sell orders. So how do you catch someone with the ill intent that they're doing? That is the hardest problem about this. That's the biggest problem about this thing. Judges used to give a slap on the wrist. Now they're finally cracking down. I've been covering price manipulation for probably 4 or 5 years on this channel, and I remember the exact article that came out when judges were finally starting to crack down, and I was so happy. And it was probably around 2019 that this happened, where all of a sudden JP Morgan, of course, the mascot, I mean the shadiest bank in the world, they and also some of their employees not only got sent to prison for price manipulation, but also racketeering. Not only spoofing, but racketeering as well. But the point is that judges finally started putting their foot down, and I remember they paid a $900 million fine. Before it was, it was pennies to them. $900 million, now we're talking. Still though, you still get to sit behind your desk and just, you're cool. But when you are now having the possibility of getting sent to prison where your life is actually affected, that might make you think twice about doing this illegal activity. Highly illegal. We're going to jump into a very serious article about another spoofing case, and I'm really curious just to see if they're still cracking down on these people and just kind of get a feel for this, because we haven't heard a spoofing case in probably a year now. So I'm just curious to see what's going on with this stuff and what they're doing about it. How are they going to stop this? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. So federal court orders precious metals traders to pay penalties for spoofing. And here's another thing about this is it doesn't just have to be a bank like JP Morgan. It could be individuals as well. So the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, the CFTC, today announced that Judge Stephen C. Seeger of the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Illinois issued final judgments and consent orders against James Vorley and Cedric Chanu, former precious metals traders, for spoofing and engaging in a deceptive or manipulative scheme in violation of the Commodity Exchange Act, or the CEA, and CFTC regulations. The orders impose a $150,000 civil monetary penalty on each defendant, a 5-year ban from trading on or subject to the rules of any registered entity, and from registering with the CFTC in any capacity, and require each to cease and desist from violating the CEA as charged. The orders resolved the CFTC's complaint filed against the defendants on January 26, 2018. So this has been going on for a while. This enforcement action demonstrates the CFTC's commitment to aggressively pursuing individuals who spoof in our markets. And I was curious about that because it was always bankers. They were always going after the big banks, which is good because that's where the most money is, that's where the most power is. But I was always curious, there are some people that have large amounts of money that are probably doing this as well. And the $1,000,000 question is, and I actually got an answer to this, and it's probably a very accurate answer, was to what degree does this price manipulation affect the actual price? And if you guys don't know, the co-host of the Silver Stacking podcast, which is a podcast I started with my co-host Investing with TJ. He's becoming a chartered financial analyst. Like, he's going to school for this stuff. He's the numbers guy. He knows all the CPI information and has his own website that calculates all the interest rates, and he knows all that stuff. I have no idea about any of that stuff. I'm the silver stacker that's going to teach you about stacking advice and all that. He's the numbers guy. So I asked him, obviously you know about price manipulation, spoofing. To what degree do you think that this actually affects the price of silver? And he said something that was spot on in my opinion. It makes the most sense. He says, it definitely does, but only in smaller increments. These banks, they will manipulate the price and then they'll do something to profit from it straight after or directly after. So it affects the price, but then obviously a couple days later, it could even be, you're going to see other influences like the dollar index or even stock market volatility. So many other things that also affect the price of silver have a bigger influence over it. And that's why you'll even see sometimes I'll be covering articles where they'll say, the price did something really weird, ending the week, but then it changed. And a lot of times they'll even say this is probably from a bank doing something to this nature. So it did make a lot of sense. It's not like, oh, silver prices are only $25.48. I mean, honestly, we could go a lot deeper in this because I do think that there's a much bigger, or I wouldn't say bigger, there's a much different type of manipulation going on besides just spoofing. But when it comes to spoofing, I do think it's just smaller increments, but then something along the lines of the dollar index or whatever, the various different things that affect the price of silver does come in and kind of not correct it, but kind of push it back to that level. So it's not like these people are just holding down the price and can stay that way. And I say that because there will be a day and age, which I think is coming much sooner than later, and I've covered a lot of articles about this where people agree, where price manipulation won't affect the price because something as big as, let's say, the silver shortage, right? We're talking about some serious numbers, like billions of ounces of silver that's going to be needed over the next decade, or well, probably from now on as we advance in this new digital technological era. That type of influence, kind of like I was saying, different things affect the price in different degrees. Something that has that much of a pull on the price, I mean, low supply, high demand shoots the price up. That's investing 101. Something of that degree will overpower placing a false buy order on an exchange, right? You have to remember that different things affect the price to different degrees. This might be able to happen, but there's also different factors at play. I mean, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that, and it's just pulling and tugging, and that's why there's a lot of volatility, especially in today's day and age when you also throw in speculation from all the stuff going on overseas and yada yada. You get what I'm saying? So yes, the price is manipulated, but there will be a day and age where the natural reasons of intrinsic types of investments like gold and silver will still come out on top. Intrinsical meaning value within itself. No matter who says that 1 ounce coin is worth what is irrelevant, because the value is the 1 ounce inside of that coin, not the spot price attached to it. So here's the case background. The orders find that approximately July 2011 through July 2013, while employed at Bank A. Vorley and Chanu, each placed orders for COMEX gold, silver, platinum, and palladium futures contracts they wanted to get filled, genuine orders, and entered orders for the same contract on the opposite side of the market that they intended to cancel before execution. Spoof orders. That's what I was saying. They canceled the order before execution. And The hardest part is you're allowed to cancel orders, but they knew they were going to cancel this order before they even placed it. In placing the spoof orders, Vorley and Cheney intentionally or recklessly sent market participants signals of greater supply or demand to create the misimpression that the price would move up or down, to trick market participants to transact on smaller genuine orders that they placed on the opposite side of the market. Like I was just saying, right? They're tricking other traders on the market to think that, oh, the people, a whole bunch of silver is about to be bought up, or the price can do this. But it's all false. It's all fake. It's all just an illusion. So, anyways, the CFTC appreciates the assistance of the CME Group in connection with this matter. This is obviously a smaller case, $150,000 fine, it looked like, for each of them. I mean, I've covered ones where I'm serious. People are getting sent to prison. People also getting charged with racketeering. We're talking about billions of dollars in fines. It's crazy. This was just a small instance of 2 people, but it does get much bigger, a lot more powerful people at play behind the scenes, and it's always going to go on. And it's money. Anywhere there's money involved, there's going to be shadiness happening behind the scenes. That's just how it is. No matter if it's a baseball card or a bank or crypto or whatever the case is, if there's dollars involved, there's going to be shady stuff also involved behind the scenes. Always. That's just how it is. We can cry, scream, kick, whine, throw a temper tantrum, or we can learn how to adjust and adapt given the information and work it into our advantage. That's what investors do. So anyways, I thought this was an interesting article. I am curious, though, to see if any new cases come up. I know JP Morgan is still doing this stuff. JP Morgan got caught for a lot of other stuff as well. So probably 2017, I remember covering this. Man, I've been making YouTube videos for so long. Like 2017, like that was so long ago, but I still remember that year, what happened. I remember specifically making this video. I've been making daily videos since back then. I remember Jamie Dimon, who, CEO of JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, he's the face of it. He came out, and this was during like the Bitcoin boom. He came out and says Bitcoin's a scam, right? Gets on social media, calls Bitcoin a scam. Everyone panic sells, freaks out, shoots the price of Bitcoin down thousands and thousands of dollars. Because I think he got on like a news channel, like a big news channel. So everyone saw it. Shoots the price down thousands of dollars. And then right afterwards, JP Morgan gets caught buying millions and millions and millions of dollars in Bitcoin. How did we know? Well, the blockchain stores every transaction publicly. That's one of the cool things about crypto. Nobody can do shady stuff behind the scenes. JP Morgan can't get away with price manipulation behind the scenes like they can with a centralized bank, with a centralized market, right? Bitcoin is decentralized, which means it's the exact opposite of centralized. If something wants to change on the blockchain, everyone has to vote publicly. It's pretty cool, and everything's stored publicly. You can't do anything without everyone seeing it on the blockchain. But anyways, that was another example of when they got caught doing something kind of like spoofing, but just in a more public manner. I also remember covering an article probably 4 or 5 years ago where they got caught with millions of dollars in misprinted gold bars. They were probably going to sell like on the black market or something. That was another one. I mean, tons of stuff come out about them. They're just such a shady company. Definitely the shadiest of them all, by far. I mean, I cover daily videos about all these banks and stuff, and JP Morgan comes up 10 times more than any other bank when it comes to something corrupt. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. If you thought this video was 1, educational, 2, informational, 3, at least entertaining, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe, post daily videos. I'm going to be doing my 54,000 subscriber silver giveaway soon, so make sure you go enter in the description and check out the Bullion Max Silver Starter Kit. It's only 1 per household, and it's a very limited time. And make sure grab this, and also stay tuned for the Deluxe Silver Slayer Silver Bundle, because it's only going to be available to my viewers, and as I quote them at an awesome discount. It's going to be the best deal online, probably that you'll ever find online. And I'm just so excited to be able to offer you guys that. So make sure you're subscribed. Thanks for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.